Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And everything. You have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
No way. What grade?
That one I don't know.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Fellas, another day in the life of being a Manchester United fan. You know, when you can have one of your best season in years and still be feeling like this now. You know, we are way woes continue. You know, more points dropped. And this top four race turning into a real contest, at least for us, because Newcastle running and them running full steam ahead, you know.
Sure.
I mean, things still in our hands, you know. But this game so funny, football so funny that things could turn quickly. Things could turn sour very quickly. And I've been honest, right? I'm not feeling confident. I'm not feeling confident because Liverpool have Vaz their 12th man and they're picking up points, you know, and they're moving up the table. And we there struggling to keep teams at bay, throwing away chances and all them kind of thing. But question to the floor, fellas, and I know, you know, we're getting straight into the mix, right? All you have any concerns that we could bottle this? We need to start to worry. I mean, as I said before, Liverpool right, they're breathing on with chest, and I know we are one game in hand, but I stopped counting games in hand. I counting points, right? And Liverpool running pretty favorable for them. Again, as I said before, them have Van der side, but we have to go to West Ham, and you know, teams fighting for their life. They could put up a, you know, they'll put everything on the line. You know, Bournemouth, we playing them at home. You know, and they, you know, in some pretty decent form of late, moving up the table. All you have any concerns that we could bottle this and end up playing the Europa League next season? What are you saying?
Good night, everyone. I had to take a couple of games off from the podcast because listen, Manchester United ain't good for your heart. They ain't good for your soul. Then, and I know men can take this, however, but we didn't deserve anything today, no. We didn't. We get just what we deserve. Nothing. I can't believe we back to shooting ourselves in the foot, not putting away chances, bad passing. I don't know now, boy. I really don't know what to say. I am very concerned that we could end up dropping out of that top four. Even though on paper our running is supposed to be favorable, but we're looking like we will hand points to anybody right now.
Phil, what are you saying?
I wasn't thinking that deep, but yeah, good night to everyone. I don't think it's that deep. I mean, today was obviously a piss poor, spineless, weak, mental game from the guys at the office. But oh boy, I'm not even thinking about the whole bottling top four. I don't think we're gonna do that. We got what, two more? We got two games at home, right? We got Chelsea, and we got somebody else, but
Fulham.
Chelsea and Fulham. Lord, Lord, boy. West London coming to Old Trafford, boy.
Yeah.
Nah, I not too worried about the whole bottling. right?
We need to what? Win 3 out of the next 4?
We need to win. Yeah, we need to win 2 more to secure top 4. I think. Yeah. Let me rephrase that. If we win 2 more, and let's say Arsenal beat Newcastle, then it's possible we can still come back from fourth to third. But yeah, I confident, man. It's very hard to say those words after the type of performance that the guys put out today. But we move, man. We move.
Nice. Good to see Phil in such a optimistic mood, man. That
Because I had
was
some
working
sleep,
well.
big man. I went and get some sleep as I got home, bruv. I got some sleep when I got home.
I think that's the problem, Phil. You're right. I have not gotten any sleep, and
No.
I need sleep. So yeah, I think that's the problem.
I finished work at 4:30 today. And my manager was telling me, go home, go home, go home. I said, yeah, I going home. But I went and parked myself in a room and I didn't watching the game on my phone. And I said, okay, I'll take a draw. And when I see penalty, because my watch is about maybe 10 seconds ahead of the game on my phone. And I see penalty to Brighton, I turn off my phone immediately. I turn off the game.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Yeah, you can't deny you can't do nothing about it from here. So I say, what, go home, get some Z's. Now you're back here again, man. So
Yeah, good luck. Lucky you, yes, because I didn't have a luxury. I didn't have a luxury. So. Guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast, just to get more people in on the content, right? We appreciate it. I'm going to get some comments here before we move on. Arun on the inside, good night to you. Bless, man.
Good
Thanks
night,
for
Arun.
joining. Kaden on the inside, as always. Good night to you. He said didn't get to see the game or highlight, not even home. But we must learn from this loss and bounce back Sunday. Top 4 is priority before the FA Cup final. Right, Kaden? If you did see the game, I don't know if your comment would have been so generalized and, real neutral now, But, I mean, nonetheless, thanks for joining, man. Jody on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. Good night to you. He's saying Soler really feel Manchester United was going and beat Brighton.
Jody don't start so early, man. Don't start.
We're still trying to recover, boy. Javid on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying we ain't bottling. Right? Brighton was the toughest opponent we had left. Not saying it's easy, but Brighton in form, playing top football, and highly motivated play against us. And there's a very good perspective as well,
So it is a good perspective. I admire that, Javid. But West Ham and the rest not motivated. They motivate. I dare say they have more motivation than Brighton. Them fighting for survival.
But
This is
I
the time
guess,
of the season. You doesn't want to play them kind of teams.
True. But I guess the point that Javid making, that kind of going before the motivation, is the fact that they're playing top football and there's not easy team to beat, So, he's saying he expected to lose this one, to be honest, and we almost didn't. Right? Jody saying here, I tell earlier already, we as Arsenal from last season, and if all memory I could go back and see how it started and ended for them. Just my opinion. Alright, Rishi on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying if Brighton drop points, we need 9 more points. If not, we need 11. Jeez.
Well, let me collect 6 of that 9 at home. And yeah.
You see, and the thing about it is we are playing under the teams again that we in contention with for top 4 now, For
Yep.
fourth spot, that is. We could have narrowed down our points if we were, like we say, playing Liverpool or... Javed's saying here, why all of a sudden we can't finish goals or games? The subs affect the dynamic of the team too much. Levels drop bad. Yeah, boy.
I don't even agree with that. Our levels, because I don't want to base it on other games. We're talking about this game in a nutshell. I don't even think our levels dropped with the substitutions. Our levels were that poor today. Yeah.
Kaden saying here we need 9 points to get to Champions League. I mean, I find it real damning that we here trying
Yes, sir.
to just survive top four when we should have been fighting for
Come
we should be
on,
comfortable
boy.
in third place, challenging for Arsenal for second place, that kind
For
of thing now,
second
boy.
place.
Um, so fellas, let me look at today now. What were your thoughts on today? I mean, let me look at two things that would have stood out for you, throughout the game. Well, in the game today. Let me get into the game. We gotta do that
This
over
this
here,
this this may sound, I don't know is the right word, but you want to know my man in the match? Luke Shaw.
Yeah,
I
no
don't think anybody
arguments
could
there.
disagree with you. I don't think anybody could disagree with you.
No arguments there, Phil.
Luke
Even at
Shaw.
what happened.
Luke Shaw was
Absolutely no
solid.
arguments.
Luke Shaw was solid at the back today,
Yes, he was.
and I feel a bit more confident with Luke Shaw as my left centre back for the rest of the season. Right. Um. Obviously, I was disappointed with Luke Shaw giving away the penalty,
Yep.
but at the end of the day, I don't want it to overwrite his performance
Correct.
for the 95, 96, 97 minutes, right?
Yep.
Because it will it's not going to boost his confidence, but I can still feel confident that Luke Shaw will be solid next to whoever is next to him for the rest of these. We got 4 more games, right? Yeah, no, we got 5 more games. Yeah. So, but other than Luke Shaw, midfield and the strikers, disgusting,
Disappointed.
disgusting,
Mm-hmm.
disappointing, spineless, absolutely poor. Anthony, um, cut your vacation short by 2 weeks.
Yes, please.
And yes, you're allowed a vacation, obviously, as a football player, but cut your vacation short by 2 weeks. And I want you to spend those 2 weeks before preseason about 5 hours, 7 hours a day with Benny McCarthy, just working
Yeah.
on finishing. By the time Benny McCarthy is finished, is done with you, I want you to be able to finish your dinner and finish a bath. That's how I want it. Because the opportunities that you were given today, I was in shock at work. There was
How much
one
hours?
time,
How much
there
hours are they giving him with Benny McCarthy? 5?
5 to 7 hours.
Okay.
I
So
want I want him
I
to
want to
wake
add
up.
something to that. Go ahead.
I want him to wake up every single day. They got some people that wake up and their morning routine is to do push-ups and stretch. I want him to wake up finishing. That's how I want him to wake up. Okay? I want him to be so tired of finishing that when he gets on the football field, that his left foot is gonna turn into Robin, Van Persie. Who else had a good left foot? Gareth Bale. I want him to be like that come next season if he spends 5 to 7 hours with Benny McCarthy 2 weeks prior to preseason. Right? You go, chef man. I got more to say, but
Um,
I gotta share the time.
I just want to. I have more to say, but I just want to continue on Anthony. And after he finished learning how to shoot, spent about 2 hours on a couch with a sports psychologist because
Mm.
your brain ain't good. No, like we can make a joke about it and what, but and it's a men was telling me, well, it don't happen often enough. Dan, his temperament is terrible.
I, I
It
glad I,
is
I glad
it is
I glad I am the
ridiculous.
only I glad I am the only person that realized that. But continue.
Just, I have been saying for a while, and men like to say I fighting him down. Dan, let me tell you something. Standing ovation for Fred, Fred saved he and save Manchester from getting a red card today. Because Fred saw was if Fred didn't jump in the middle there and practically drag him away, then and here's the thing: the only nothing that happened there warranted him getting on. Don't not the man standing up to your chest. It was ridiculous shit. And he only acts that way when things not going his way. Then if you playing shit, then raise your game. Not take it out on the team. We could have been down to we done under pressure. We could have been down to 10 men. I was so same way we want to give man of the match to Shaw, which I have absolutely no problem with, because to be quite fair, the two best players on that field for me was Shaw and Lindelof. And that says a lot when your defenders are the best players in a losing effort.
Mm-hmm.
I could
No, go ahead.
as hard as it to say, I really could just tell Shaw, Dan, hard luck. That what you call a hard luck.
Yeah, you lean it towards Shaw, but I feel you got to shake up Anthony a little bit, man, because
Yeah,
the way Anthony, just as Chef said, man, because sports psychology is important in any sport you're playing. Doesn't matter if it's cricket, golf,
yeah,
football. It's important because you have to win the battle. You have to win the battle off the pitch before you win the battle on the pitch,
yep,
right? And if you're not winning the battle off the pitch, you will mentally not be steady and stable when you step onto that pitch. Happened with Rashford, happened with Sancho as well. It's happening with Sancho to some extent, right? It's
yeah,
not as evident as maybe 4 or 5 months ago before he went to the Netherlands, but you can see it's still happening with Sancho, but not as bad as 4 or 5 months ago, right? I get end off. But I could continue later on the podcast when I bring it up again. Ten Hag, you know what to do this summer.
yep,
Um, well, just to add to what you all say in terms of the backline, I thought backline was probably the best set of performers. Bar the little mistake that and the scare that Lindelof gave us in the earlys. I think
Yeah, I
you
remember
know
that. I remember that. Yeah.
the backline was more or less they held their own. And I was almost coming here to talk about another clean sheet for our backline for Lindelof and Shaw. And I still consider it because it was a penalty that kind of breached them, right? But apart from that, they were again solid, right? But I think they managed the nervy moments good. They restricted Brighton, to shots outside the box. I don't think Brighton was ever really, really, really close, even though, they were a huff and puff. And when you're watching the game real time, you're going to be nervy because, anything can happen. But when you're sitting and you consider how the first half, well, not only the first half, the full game for that matter went, my confidence, continue to grow in the back line. And I think Wan-Bissaka had clear instructions as much as possible to not let Matoma cut inside. He always tried to force him out wide. So every time, and I know a lot of people were complaining as to why Bissaka was standing so far off of
yep,
Matoma. You understand? But it had a reason for that. Anytime anytime you get too close to him, he go take advantage of you. Right? And once Matoma once he get inside and he turning back, you're in trouble. So that's why Wan-Bissaka to show him the line and allow him to go down that way. And when Bissaka know he have a recovery tackle that will, kind of protect his defensive space. So I thought Bissaka, even though people would have seen it differently, I thought Bissaka stuck to the game plan in terms of how he managed Mitoma. And again, The back line was good. Now, fellas, I believe if you put away your chances, it's a different game, right?
Of course.
At the Saturday game, Anthony, top chance. Then Rashford, top chance. Then Martial, top chance. Then Anthony again, top chance. Now, earlier on the day, we were not the better footballing team, but goals is win games, right? And I firmly believe goals is win games one, and goals will give your team confidence. And probably, just maybe, our performances may have improved if we were clinical, or as clinical as we had hoped, right? Because we had enough chances, and even Shaw said it in the post match, right? He said by halftime we were supposed to be at least 3-0 up, right?
Yep.
Now, let me go back to this now. I have some issues with the way we play. Because you see Mr. Casemiro, after the man make we talk good about him Sunday against Villa, he going back to he of recently old self. And there's not me going at nobody, yeah? We calling it, if you play good, you play good. If you play bad, we talking about it. Right? Casemiro gave away the ball needlessly too many times today.
His tackling was terrible. Like Casemiro was begging to get a red card today.
Yeah. And here I telling you, yeah, I been also I know the referee's been against us, and probably we could talk about that foul that he called that lead to the free kick, that lead to the corner, that lead to the penalty, yeah. Because that NCCO fella, he dived, but the ref could have Casemiro. I don't notice that. Casemiro. You understand?
I think your internet.
You freeze up a little bit there, Reem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're back now. I think.
Back?
All right. Yeah,
you're back.
You're back now. Now, we wasn't here anyone else talking about Casemiro.
Casemiro gets saved. The referee give you a real blight today. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep.
Right? That second tackle. Casemiro, that was supposed to be a next yellow. And Casemiro get a blight.
They get play on,
I'm saying? So, yeah. So my thing is, if we have to challenge and compete against teams like Brighton, because when you look at the football in the league this year, Fulham playing better football. Brighton up there, City. Liverpool go catch back the length. You understand? We have to improve our ball retention, our control on games, because we're not doing that, and we killing all them attackers. Now I know there's not me defending them attackers, but when you consider all the balls that come in for them fellas, balls over the top, them fellas that continue to just run down right through. And Brighton had a plan for we. Every time Rashford get the ball, it's 2 men on Rashford. Every time Martial, 2 men on Martial. Same for Anthony, same for Bruno. You understand? And all Casemiro does from the time he get the ball, he even looking, he gets swinging that foot for a long ball for somebody.
I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah. So I'm saying, here now, we have to be able to possess this ball and move it better.
And then passes is in the middle of the park, eh?
Yeah, but
so when them ball and them make bad pass in the middle, is a full run on our goal, eh?
And the next thing too, right, is why watching is we not, because we're not controlling the game, then we are the ones who can stretch all about the place when we're trying to break on our counter. So when you see Casemiro swing a ball, it's because Rashford chasing that ball quite on so, and our entire attack stretched. So the kind of space Martial and Anthony and Bruno had to make up to give Rashford that kind of support. You understand? And then not only that, if Brighton were to recover the ball, which is more likely to happen than not, because Rashford go and try to do some kind of heroic thing and lost the ball, then the entire setup of which structure broken. So Brighton go and move through our team with ease. And that is why I noticed some of our attacking players were fearful of even making attacking runs, because they so don't want to mess up with the structure of how we set up.
And even to add to that, Reem, if you're playing against an opposition who has a sweeper keeper, they can realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, Martinez realized it. Steele today realized it. And other keepers gonna realize that that's probably one of Manchester United's main plays. Ball over the top, and hopefully Rashford runs onto it, and you got a super keeper. You clear it, and you're good to go. And they can do that all
Exactly.
game.
Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, I guess probably something Ten Hag just working with, and to buy time until the end of the season, where he could get in his players to start to play a little more possession-based football. But here now, I don't like how this
Dan,
looking. We becoming too predictable, and we
way too
killing out them
predictable.
attackers.
Or you remember one of our biggest problems with Ole was this hit and hope and counter attacking football. But like that is what we going back to.
Yeah, it looks so.
Dan, I understand how Brighton play, but you can't tell me we give up all our possession to Brighton. To Brighton?
Yeah.
Good God.
Nah, but on a real, Brighton playing a proper brand. But I guess what all I
Of
watching,
course they're playing
fellas,
a proper brand.
all I watching is our inability, to control games against teams that more technical than us. We had to up the game in terms
Just
of
hold on to
technical
the ball.
players. We
Just
can't do
hold
that.
on to the ball
We
and
see
make
what
a
going
few
on.
passes.
Everybody on we team so slow to think and to react. Casemiro get the ball. Casemiro had to take about 4 hours before he make a passing decision. Similarly with Fred,
Dan,
Martial, and
Dan.
and and look how easy, with that kind of dispatch and speed. Brighton switching play, moving the ball, bam bam. Once that ball gets to tight spaces, then men using the body receiving
Always has
legs.
somebody.
Come on,
It's
man.
always this man,
What we
this man
doing?
just this man just take over from Potter and made Brighton even better, boy.
Yeah, more deadly, more
I
deadly.
kind, I kind, I kind of, I kind of got to bring it back to Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen doesn't rush the football. He calms down the midfield,
Yeah.
and I think we have too many. We have too many players in our midfield who like to rush the football. Bruno, definitely. Casemiro, Fred, Anthony. They like to rush the football too much. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
that
but
we're. It's not.
it's about difference between rushing the football and thinking and playing quicker. Right? And that's what I was kind of getting to now. More like thinking quickly and playing the game quickly as opposed to rushing. Because if
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying is correct, rushing
Your
is kicking,
football
just kicking with the
IQ.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah, your football IQ could be quick, which I believe Ericsson is, but it's not rushing the game. It's controlling the game. I disappointed in Casemiro because I look if Ericsson not any field, I looking towards Casemiro to be doing that. Let Bruno make them.
I just realized teams that are more technical than us and teams that deciding that they're going to come and play football and press us, we're going to
Yeah.
resort to long ball. And at that point in time, it's just you just had to hope that we're clinical. Right? As opposed to when a team sit back and we had the ball and we could move it around and we could dictate, wherever. That's just how it is going. I'm not comfortable with teams. I'm not comfortable playing teams that are more technical than us because it just make us go into the shell where we feel we can't play football again and we just have to try to rush it and rush it and rush it. And then we killing all them players on them. And by the time 60 minutes, we blow in and I'm going to get some comments for us, right? Javed Singh here felt it for sure. He was having a great game. The foul for the free kick was softer than the one on Anthony. Can't explain the handball. Yeah, that referee, and I mean, I think Ten Hag and they spoke about it. That Enciso fella, he threw himself, and the referee was righty. He was righty. How you missed that? How you give a free kick for
Right.
that? Rishi saying here, Wolves, Chelsea, and Fulham for our home games. We playing Wolves home? Also, we have 3 more home games.
Then we got to play
Right.
Wolves home. Yeah, Wolves and Chelsea.
And Fulham. Fulham is the last game of the season. Alright, I'm seeing on the inside and he's saying them men getting paid too much to be missing and effective in the final third. We
Facts.
don't have one assassin in the squad. Not one.
Facts.
Not one.
And we
he
don't
also
kid
say-
ourselves about that at all.
Yeah, and he say as soon as Weghorst come on, you know nothing good was coming. And Weghorst, you see, no more it's serious, right? Weghorst, he come in and he gain your industry and energy. But it's so easy to play out of his press. If you don't decide what kind of press you're pressing,
Yeah,
then
as a team.
that's him making sense what he come on and was doing. Because I was watching how easy it was getting the ball to the same passing lanes that, you know, Martial and when Rashford, Martial, Bruno and Anthony was there. How they were mid-blocking. When you take those players off and you hurry, because the guys were running down players. Gilmore was collecting that ball free in the middle of the park and just pinging.
Man, Caicedo is a proper little player.
And that man play right back in.
Nah,
That man
nah,
right
nah,
back today.
That man started right back and finished in midfield. Yes?
Rishi saying here the front line placing too much pressure on our back line. They're shining despite it, but if we don't get clinical, we're just gonna concede. Exactly. You know, earlier I was watching I don't know, I go advise, you know, as much as you are, right? To go on YouTube, Vibe with 5, that is Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They had an interview with Nemanja Vidic. Earlier, that was real good. I really enjoyed that.
That was a nice vibes.
Yeah, that was and one of the things, as Rishi make this comment here, one of the things Nemanja said, he said, our job is to not concede.
Yep.
Right? And once we don't concede, we can lose. Right? And he said that's the mentality him and Rio Ferdinand used to go into games with.
Yep.
Because he said he know the team, well at that point in time it was Ronaldo, Berbatov, Rooney, Tevez, Saha, all of them boy and them. He said he know the team, the attack, have at least one goal in it. So once we don't concede, we go win games. Right? And I think for the most part, Shaw and Lindelof been doing their part. Right?
Yeah.
But we attackers, give me at least
Well,
one.
they have to ease me up, man.
Yeah, give me something now.
Listen,
Fellas can be working so hard.
Jeez, as you talk that today, I was watching the game on C. Boy, and the show Wayne Rooney, 10 greatest goals. Listen, I want cry, you know, because I said, oh, Jesus Christ, I want a striker to give me just, let's see some of the goals this man used to score.
Yeah, Rooney was different, but
With
he
the
was different
unfit self.
Yeah, Rooney was different.
That man was just a deadly striker, you know. God, boy. And we talking about in positions where men get it. I don't know, boy. Listen, I'm thankful for how Rashford was. Yeah, I'm back to we today. But it like Rashford run out of steam, boy.
Yeah, and he decision making too. He decision
making gone.
Atrocious, boy. It's a poor.
But there was a ball. Oh my God, it was a beautiful ball. Bruno gave this man. This man just had to run onto the, and I don't know what Marcus tried to do. I said, oh good God, boy, why?
Mad thing.
I don't know, boy.
Mad thing. Yeah, Jody saying here, Chef, the boy is only 22 years old. Relax a bit. He has to mature still. The way how all others dig into these young fellas, there's be unfair times. I think he talked about Anthony. All right.
What absolute nonsensical species of a statement is that? He's only 22. Dog, these men is footballers since why men is feel. Let me tell you something. We reach a stage now, in case plenty of them realize 22 is old now, eh?
Yeah,
22 is a season. Yeah. 22 is a seasoned professional now, eh?
You want head into your peak.
Jody, you want to know who's 22 as well? You want to know who else is 22 years old?
You know what we call out that list?
Erling Haaland is 22 years old.
Oh,
Erling Haaland is 22 years old, Jody. Don't forget that. Garnacho.
So you trying to tell me you play that team sport all your life, and at 22 years, you still had to mature? So your temperament will change, boy.
But hear this, right? Hear this. I think I understand what Jody's saying here because at the end of the day, some of the best of us. Look, when when they talk about some of the greats in the Eric Cantona jump kicking fans on the stand, Roy Keane breaking men foot. All you can't separate, this a player maturing from how the game does impact players. Sometimes even fans, you see fans reacting to the emotion of the game. So I understand what Jody's saying, but and I also understand what Chef's saying. So while
Don't
I
tell me it's
agree,
the
probably
age. Don't tell me it's the
no,
age.
no. Probably
I
some
could get
players just
I
have
could
to,
get what you're saying,
learn.
Reem,
You understand what I'm
about
saying?
in the moment of
Yeah,
games
the
and things. But
emotion.
here's the thing,
Yeah,
Reem. Here's my concern. It's not a one-off thing. You see them players and then you call like Eric Cantona jump kicking the fella or Roy Keane. Then we could say what we want. Let me use Roy Keane as an example. Roy Keane might have high wildness and thing, but generally, Roy Keane was a proper midfielder. Like
yeah,
we don't get it waxed. He didn't know to put in the hard tackle on them. And with how we have video, when they put in something in a bubble now, sometimes they tend to just show you the hard tackles. But with them hard tackles, you used to get the beauty of our passes, the breaking up of plays, the dog. And Roy, let me be real, even with Roy Keane temperament, though, that man was a proper team player, team leader,
yeah.
yeah?
I mean, we are saying no. We are saying no. But I
Right.
guess the point.
So I understand, as you rightfully say, that moments men can get caught up, but Dan, them moments can't be too much. It
Yeah,
can't be to
yeah,
the
yeah.
detriment of
Fair,
your team.
fair.
And I
But
will still say he's the friggin' reason Casimiro get a red card. When Casimiro get the red card for holding this thing by his neck, is he caused that whole notice?
Oh, you mean early in the season? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes! Is he didn't start that stupidness?
I just think based on what Jody's saying here, the point is, he coming into a new league, you're meeting a different kind of mindset and mentality of the players that you're playing with. It's different from England where you're at before. It's different than international football. It's different than from Brazil. The kind of football and the intensity and the mindset of the players that you're playing against in every game is different. And I agree that he has to mature still.
And
Casemiro,
something, just to
Casemiro's
add to that, if players realize, hey, we could wile he up easy, they're going to
yeah,
watch
he could
him.
be yeah, of course,
So we'll
and
watch
that's
him.
so that's a thing, it's something he have to learn as he adjusts into the league, to the demands because the expectations high,
Yeah.
and things that you do and get with in Holland or in Brazil when you're playing before, you're not gonna get referees gonna allow men to come in and skate tackle you, referees going to allow certain things and it will get to you. So you have to now learn how to adjust to the new environment that you're playing in. And it will take some time. So that's why I understand what Jody's saying here. All right? Dwayne on the inside, thanks for joining, Dwayne. He's saying good night. So it ain't a matter of bashing Anthony, but I've been watching him every game this season, and it ain't have none to do with passion. One word, too emotional, especially when it's going his way. And that's part
Correct.
of it, eh? That's part of when a player
That,
coming
that,
in,
that,
and that's
yeah.
when you get Brazilians. Does he have to tone down? I fully agree with what Chef's saying. He had to tone it down, right? But allow the man time to allow the man time to adjust to the new league. That is all I say. This is the first season. I'll be expecting everything from this player. All right. Wait, sorry, I missed this comment. Dwayne saying I felt this loss in my heart. Yeah, it hurt, man.
It was disappointing.
Yeah. Jody saying here Brighton was just quicker to the ball. All right. We listen. We football have to improve, and I'm not gonna get into Ten Hag because the expectation of Ten Hag with this squad that he have here. He need time. But Lama, as I made that statement, I'm bringing this comment here because this Serbi after the FA Cup exit for them, he mouth was full, right? This we had to say today. The Zerbi on Manchester United and Ten Hag, quite frankly, the football they play is not great, and for the amount of money they have spent, we were better both games. Any thoughts, any comments on the Zerbi?
Who is this?
This is Brighton coach.
Brighton manager.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here on.
with this, I see where he's coming from, but I want to hear his comments when he exited the FA Cup as well too. I can't remember his
Wow.
comments.
Yeah,
But-
but he did say that they were the better team and we just get through. He said from the time it went to penalties, he knew no, he said something to the effect that in a penalty shootout, most times the worst team is win or
The
something.
team that is not deserving.
So here is my thing. And when I started following football seriously, I used to think there was this whole notion of one team was better than the other, which is true. But I was so stuck on this whole the better team should have won, right? And my thing is this: if you were the better team, the better team always takes their chances. Not the better team should have won. That's my
Yeah.
notion. The better team always takes their chances, right? And this whole we were the better team from the Zerbi. If you were the better team, why didn't you go forward in the FA Cup final? You were the better team today because you beat us 1-0. I can take that. But what if you were the better team in the FA Cup? Why didn't you take your chances? Why couldn't you break us down if you were the better team? Right? That was my response to him.
And
And
and just to add to that though, I get his statement about this. But Jared, considering what Ten Hag took over with the type of players Ten Hag took over, then he took over a Brighton team that was running, that was in proper stead, and he improved them, So he didn't get no team that was struggling, Ten Hag get a struggling team,
yeah.
So
And,
that,
I mean,
let me be
I know-
real.
I know. I mean, from a footballing point of view, nobody going to deny that Brighton playing a real decent, impressive brand of
Yeah, without a doubt.
right? But for him to go in on Ten Hag and Manchester United like that, as though he played 50-something games a season for the season so far, right? We win a cup that he get knocked out in, right? We play in Europe midweek. We had 3 games out every week and a half for the major part of the season. We are without so much of our first choice players throughout the entire season, right? And you're gonna come and talk that kind of nonsense.
Then
His team even going through half of what our team going through in terms of suspensions, injuries, right? The accumulation of games, how thin we squad is, no kind of depth. That man rotate his squad and beat us 6-0, right? Whereby we running 11, let me just say 13, 14 players into the ground week in, week out,
yeah,
right? I don't know if they played the amount of games we played,
of
the
course
kind of
not.
opposition we played. If they and still with all the football that we play, we still sitting in fourth and climbing the table, right? So I find the Zerbi, he could
It's
bump
a
up him out how
sour
much
grapes
he want.
kind of statement.
You understand? And we still playing in the FA Cup final. But you're coming to bump him out of 2 games, please, eh? And fellas, them could go from here. When they start to achieve what we achieve and you win things like us, then they could talk.
Because
Like
now
my-
them could be the typical, hey, you look good this season, but here's the boogie team. And next season, the qualify for Europe, and next season, with all the pressures that come with that, is licks.
Exactly. Only remember back in the
Talk
day.
to me talk to us when we see how all you're doing with Europe and going for the league and all them other things.
Yeah. All I remember back in the day, this team, and they make it to the Europa, I don't think that time it was the Europa League. I think it was the Europa Cup. They make it to the Europa Cup final, and they get
Which one?
relegated the same year. Oh
Portsmouth?
no, they make it to the Europa League final. Well, Europa Cup, however, it was a
Who's that
It was a
one?
Premier League team,
And they get relegated.
and they get relegated the same year.
You sure it's
Because they've
you sure it's Europa League and not FA Cup final?
no, they were playing in Europe. Comments, help me. It's at this club
Yeah.
from England.
Yeah.
They play the season before they play Real good and they qualify for Europe, right? And they make it to the Europa Cup final, and that same season they get relegated. Oh gosh, what club is that by? Can't remember. Anyway, let me get the comments. I'm gonna see if the comment section will help me, right? Joey saying here like earlier, I hear why I say they need to mature, some mature faster than Chef. I don't, right, okay, cool. Simeon also saying here, I need Anthony to take that emotion and put it in his left foot or right foot. He kicked him
Hey,
out with the right
Simeon,
foot.
well said, brother.
So he kicked him out with the right foot. So he didn't have that. Yeah.
You see that spring?
Yeah. He lucky
Oh
he
my
lucky he missed
God,
it.
Lord.
But Simeon he missed it, and it's a good thing he missed it because
If
he
he
got a red
didn't,
card.
if that, I see, we just say water in your knee.
Yeah.
If he didn't correct that man with that swing,
He get
Jesus
matched
Christ, I might
orders.
not suspend him for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Julie saying here, Roy and them play in an era where you could make crazy tackles and get away from it. If he played in that era, he would get about 10 red cards. Or if Roy Keane had played in this era, he's saying he'd get about 10 red cards for the season. Right? Nigel on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying hopefully Ahmad could show up and put some pressure on Anthony and company next season too. Why Facundo isn't getting opportunities? Good question.
That's a good question.
He also saying the Zerbi, so and so. Right?
I agree with you, Nigel.
MC was not for Man City.
Simeon saying here the Zerbi ain't wrong, but it should be fuel for them fellas to cut Brighton next year and them celebrate. Yeah, disrespectful teams chirping, and we can't hit them to shut them up. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I'm telling you, we go deal with Brighton next season. We go deal with them, right? And I bet then he go ball well. They spend so much amount of money. Right, Devin John inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying watch West Ham and Leicester City fighting relegation whilst playing in Europe. Exactly.
Pressure.
So let us
It's not easy without squad.
Exactly.
It's not easy without a big squad.
And on top of that, Chef Ten Hag with a 10 squad and still achieving all of this without
Brad,
problem.
If we being serious now, and not all kicks, it's basically about 15 or 16 players that we play right through the season with,
Yeah.
like a core 15 or 16 players to play all our football. Jesus Christ.
Richie's saying it wasn't Leeds.
It could be Leeds,
No, it's not Leeds. It's not Leeds. I don't know if it was Leeds. It's not Leeds.
When Leeds have spent all that money and make it to Europe.
All the fellas talk now. I can't see if I find it. Let me find it. Let's talk.
I know, it's short now. Leeds was in Champions League. Nah, it wasn't Leeds.
It had to be Wigan then.
Huh?
No, it's not Wigan. It's not Wigan.
Nah, it's not Wigan.
Well, you got me here so stuck. No, I know something happened with regards to a team got to a final and still got relegated in their domestic league. Right. Look, bring out that Keaton Nels comment. I knew it was the FA Cup.
No.
It had to be
I know I'm saying, fellas. No, I know I'm saying. I know it's not the FA Cup. Listen, let me go through the comments, right? Javed saying here, we had a TT coach on that team. Defense.
What team is that?
Dwayne saying here, his team was the better team, agreed, in both games, but be less sour loser. Yeah, less sour loser. Jody saying, thank you, Reem, for identifying that we only have about 14 players that we really run the whole season with injuries included. So basically, you can't be bashing a team when they lost. My problem is when we do lose, the guys don't put a good shift, and based on that, I will cut them a bit of slack.
But that is not what we're here to do. We're not here to, okay, fellas, you all didn't have a good game today, so we will cut you all some slack because you know why? You're all having a tough season. That is not how it works. Last time I checked, is if they play good, we base our comments on the game that was played. So if you play nonsense today, we comment on it. And if you play good, we comment on it. We can't, it's not a matter of cutting your slack or if we ain't feel. That is not how it works. You feel this is just us here. You feel them Manchester reporters and them cutting them a slack and saying, well, you know what, fellas? It's a 10 squad. So let me cut all this some slack today.
You feel Brighton and deserving. You be like, man, these men play.
Yeah.
These men only playing with 14 players.
Yeah, boy.
You think Brighton be like that? You think maybe going into the end of the season, men like West Ham and Fulham that fighting for Fulham fighting for relegation? I don't think so.
Nah.
No,
Fulham, no. Fulham good. Fulham move up.
Is what West Ham, Wolves, and to some extent Chelsea. You think
Listen.
you think that 3 games give you like?
I wish Chelsea get relegated. Because you see that run of games they have, they can get beaten all. But here's the thing: the team below them is crap.
I know. If they don't take up points against Bournemouth and Forest, then Chelsea has to worry. Chelsea has to worry. But anyway,
Yeah.
I swear it's FA Cup with Wigan, where Wigan got relegated. I feel so. I got a feeling it's that.
I think I find it.
Wait,
Well, I know who it is. It's Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough played Sevilla in the 2006 UEFA Cup final. Right? Just now. And I think so it was Middlesbrough.
And when Southgate was the captain?
Southgate was the manager.
Manager or captain?
And I think he was the
Nah,
manager.
he was playing for them.
No, not in 2006 by.
I won't be surprised if he was playing in 2006.
Just now.
Middlesbrough relegated.
I think they get relegated the year after. Gareth Southgate shot block. No, Gareth Southgate was playing. He was playing.
Did I tell you? He was the captain.
He was the captain.
Yeah?
It was Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Hasselbank, Viduka, Downing, Boateng, Rochenbach, Morrison, Southgate.
Viduka boy. That's a name.
The Australian.
Steve McLaren was the coach.
Steve McLaren.
Steve McLaren, yeah.
And no, I'm mad all here. It was Middlesbrough.
And what, it was the season after they get relegated?
The season after they get relegated, yeah. The season after they get relegated.
Oh, yeah.
And they have spent a lot of money.
Yeah. So there's be underestimating what top teams is had to go through with playing European football and all them set of different football.
Right, because let's be real. Playing in 4 competitions in the EPL where there's no winter break does take a strain on you.
Yeah.
And them Brighton playing 1 game a week, so them getting a whole week to train and practice and prepare for teams. And
Leave them now. Let them qualify for Europe now. And mind you.
But I mean, they rotate a whole squad for that Wolves game, and they only managed to beat us in the 99th minute.
I'll tell you. Okay, I'm saying we're gonna. I think got relegated, but won the FA Cup against City and secured.
Tell you so. I remember that good. It was long ago, but it was not too.
Yeah, it was ready. It was Middlesbrough.
No, but it was bro. Because I was talking about a team that made it to the final of the Europa. Yeah. Blackburn now. Jody saying about Forest now. Good shout. Thanks for the assistance, fellas. Jody saying chef, why you go and run 50 plus games and see how it. Them fellas is professionals, Jody. Come on, man.
A good thing I come in. It's a good thing I comment about that already. So yeah, moving
Oh yes,
swiftly
he said
along.
Dennis Lawrence. Dennis Lawrence. Yes. Dennis Lawrence, the TT man, the TT
Dennis
coach.
Lawrence was on that team, was a
Yeah.
coach on that team at that time.
No,
He wasn't.
he
He wasn't still
he
a
did.
player. I
Yeah, I think he
remember
was.
him being a coach,
Yeah, he was
but
a player. I think he was
he was
playing.
still a player at that time, man.
Was he? I can't remember now,
Yeah,
boy.
in when we got Nana, he was still a player. Lawrence,
Um,
oh God,
Dwayne saying here, them fellas ain't mixing cement, selling food, working in an office, talking nonsense just to earn an honest living. Them fellas making millions. I don't want to hear cut them some slack. Yeah.
I know.
When I met them, sort of comments, type at Jody. You hear?
Yes, please.
Simeon saying here, thinking about it now, I'm glad the man disrespect Ten Hag. So when Ten Hag look at the transfer period coming up in a month, he ain't gonna make joke.
Now them
Alright?
had to get real,
Yeah.
and have nothing, and he have nothing to say for that when they get real.
Mitoma gone, McAllister gone,
McAllister. I thought you see
Caicedo gone.
Liverpool done
I
playing the
say, oh
field.
God,
You see
I
Liverpool
got,
done playing
I
the
got, I
field
got,
for McAllister already?
I got a feeling that this guy Julio Enciso, who played well today, you never know. You never know. He might go in the summer as well too.
who's that
Enciso.
midfield?
I feel he might stay. Because
Yeah,
the Zerbi say he want Metuma to stay one more season too. It's like he don't accept his feeder club in a
nah,
just like what I
Mitoma.
just saying
McAllister.
here.
It might look like McAllister going to Liverpool.
Yeah, possibly.
Liverpool looking like that. Right? So there was a feeder club cool it. Yeah, but he man bumping
I
up
want
him
to
out
know.
by
I want to know if people in the comments will you guys take James
All right,
Madison. If you take James Madison at Manchester United, I want to know if guys in the comments would definitely
in
go
our
for it.
midfield.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah, Javed saying here he was a coach. Okay.
Okay. All right, cool.
I think he didn't retire too long after the 2006 World Cup, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Adrian Duncan on the inside, he's saying Wigan
Oh,
when Watkins
Adrian.
scored. Yeah.
All right.
Jody's saying here, all of us only see football from one angle. Well, I guess that's the beauty of opinion. Everybody's seen it differently, right? And we could, So
Discuss
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So fellas, again, I mean we kind of more or less cover, everything that I had on
Well, Ten Hag, you know what to do in the summer.
Yeah.
And this isn't a reactionary comment from me. This is from the Sevilla game, from the Liverpool game, from the games against Man City, the games versus Arsenal, because you gotta take into consideration that, as you guys and the comments have been said, we only use about 14 to 15 players this season, and that can't happen come next season,
no, it
right?
can't
Nope.
happen.
A minimum of
20.
7 players must come in. Minimum of 7 players must come in this summer.
Agreed.
Obviously, some players have to be shipped out as well too, right? But 7 players, possibly if you had to divide it up, it could be 3 midfielders or maybe 4 midfielders, and that's 4. 2
You're talking,
forwards.
when you say 4 midfielders, you're talking about across the park?
So I would say, out of those 4, I would say either 6s and 8s,
Right.
right?
Agreed.
Maybe 1 central attacking midfielder, and that's why I throw James Madison's name there. So that's 4. And then, and Reem could tell you this here, because we was talking back and forth with regards to the performance today. Reem put out a discussion weeks ago about if you would choose between, which striker you choose in between, right? And then he listed a whole bunch of strikers. And obviously the top 2 that got the most votes from whoever voted
Right.
were Harry Kane
I
and
know
Osimhen.
Simen.
Chef, I bringing in both. I
remember when we talked that we did say, God, fantasy football.
Yeah,
I
fantasy
bringing
football
in
we
both because I don't want to be bringing off a white horse type of player come next season off the bench,
For
Then,
real, boy. For
right?
real,
so,
boy.
Bringing
so,
in
Real.
both.
so, so here's my thing, eh? I agree with you that I want the best that we could get up front, and I don't just want the, them to be the starting 11. I want them to be able to come off the bench and properly, well, fight for position. What everybody on our bench supposed to be able to be a starter. That's how I look at it. We Manchester has become a club that who on the bench not as good as the starters. That's a huge problem.
Problem, yeah, a big problem. A big problem. Because when you look at City, and I mean,
Oh my God.
as unfortunate as it is for us to, kind of be
No, but
referring
there's
to
the
them as the
blueprint.
benchmark. Yeah.
There's the
When
blueprint. You
I
can't
watch,
move past them.
yeah, when you take off Grealish and you bring on Foden, you take off Mahrez and it's a Bernardo, then you have Gundogan didn't play. Listen, that team stacked. Then Alvarez.
Let me talk right. Let me talk about the forwards. You had the youth man. He ain't even getting much. Well, he does get games, but generally he does come on.
Alvarez.
Yeah,
Julian Alvarez.
Alvarez was one of the top striker, not top striker, but he played real well at the World Cup, you know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he scored. Yeah, let's see the goal he scored the other day.
if you see that goal he score weekend.
This was
So
this
and
versus team.
yet still he can't start in front of Haaland,
No.
but City have him. Dan, here's when I know this world going crazy. Watching John Stones playing midfield and playing proper too.
That's Pep.
Yeah. I said, wait, this is the same player that was dog Mario, boy?
Yeah, nah, Pep doing a kind of madness there, boy.
Yeah.
That madness paying off though.
Yeah,
It is
madness
definitely.
in the positive sense now, you know.
Yeah.
He scored against Fulham. That was a weekend. City play
Yeah.
Fulham.
Now,
Hey.
obviously, I can make a comment. I gotta let you go, Reem. Obviously, me making the comment, 7 players must come in. This is to take into consideration that the club is sold to the right owner.
Right.
Yeah. Ason on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying for them 7 players, which the Glazers sell by then as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with them 7 players, see if they can get the Glazers to sell by the summer.
Hey, Lynch.
Before that.
I hear the child crying.
So we are saying here the fella from Denmark as well.
Ramos Holland. Yeah.
Ramos.
Right. Jody saying here the most we getting is about 4 new signings if the Glazers are still in charge. If the Sheik, well, Ten Hag like himself, open checkbook. Yeah. Ason saying here City don't have that problem. When they make changes, it gets even worse for the opposition.
No, listen, it'll be ridiculous when Pep makes subs and shooting.
No, but here while you're watching, again, I just want to make reference to the interview with Vidic and Ferdinand and thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right? You could imagine your front 3 is Tevez,
Rooney, Ronaldo.
When you look on your bench, right, you see in Luis Saha, you see Berbatov, right, you see in Tevez, and then now all you want to tell me that that certain players go coast out on the bench, man. If you
coast out what?
We have to
good men. What?
Chef said the right way. Good men had to be on the bench too.
Of course.
We can't afford for now so drop off to be from Casemiro to Mino. I don't like that. I don't want that. Right? Look at that. You move out De Bruyne and you're bringing in Gundogan.
Yeah.
And you telling me Gundogan ain't go sitting on the bench? Dread, men have to come here and be happy to sit on the bench for Manchester United. That will be able to reach back to. Right? My drop off shouldn't be from Ericsson to McTominay, big man. Them days done. Right? So what I'm saying is if we go in for midfielders, Phil say 3 midfielders, Yeah, let the three on the bench be just as good as the three who started.
if not better.
You understand what I'm saying? We had to move away from that place because only we just think so, you know. All them other teams
Yeah, yeah,
stuck in
yeah.
midfield, you know. It's only we have
We
Star McTominay and Fred and them fellas on the bench, you know.
we can't want to go forward with um oh gosh, you know what? He Manchester born and he give we all them
No
days
boy.
done, pal.
Nah.
Them
I
days
ready.
done.
You take man like Pep thinking that way. Oh, he's Manchester City born. He's from the youth academy, bruv. I come here to win trophies and to bring
Yep,
Manchester City fans and to bring them level with Manchester United within the next 50 or 60 years, right?
yep.
Yeah, obviously you got to incorporate youth from the academy, but nah. When I sign
But no,
somebody for
but
100 million, he
But
better be
here's the thing.
yeah.
When he incorporate youth, then you have to be exceptional. You didn't see he bring that man take his time with Foden, you know. You remember
Yeah.
Foden riding that bench at these 3 seasons now, you know. He will come on, he will get a little sweat. But Pep said he is going to be part of the future,
So
but he had to
I
wait this
always
time.
I was always an admirer of Foden when Foden was under Mancini.
Yeah,
I will always remember Foden. I was like, yo, this guy is somebody to watch out for. He's not your typical English talent. And
yeah.
boy, Pep Pep has definitely done wonders with Foden. He's
yeah.
Yeah.
holding bench now. But I think Foden can understand that, you know what? There are better players, there are more informed players right now. But when I get my chance, take it.
Yeah. Um, Aaron Jones on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying so the same bench principle could apply to Marcelo. You going? I'll ask me some difficult questions, boy. No, but
No, but
no. But I did
let
say,
me answer that though. Let me,
I did say that let Marcel come off the bench, right? Get a proper number 9. I believe and it's just my opinion. I believe Martial to depend on Martial as your main striker.
nah.
Nah, nah. Right, but I still believe he have a place in his squad, right?
If he
Because
play, if he fit, if
and there's the thing.
I will say this,
If
I'm not
if
all king. Once
if
he's fit and he could play consistently, or he could say something, but the man had to. It can't be stopped. No player can exist on this fit one day, injured one, a good one day. It can't work so. That's breaking
and
momentum.
there's why I'm saying, because if we bring in a number 9, then Martial, the pressure won't be on Martial to play every day, which means that I don't think he could get injured as regular as playing all those minutes every game as we main number 9. So that's why I'm saying, if we bring in a main number 9, let me just say Harry Kane for argument's sake, and he playing the most minutes and Marcel getting he minutes here and there, wherever, then I think Marcel
You
will
think he
not be
won that
injured.
though?
He have no choice. If he white, then let him go away, chef. If he
True.
don't want that, then let him go. But what I'm
It's
saying,
either
right?
let him go or let him prove that I deserve more playing time.
Yeah. But I believe once we get our main man to come in, Ten Hag know what Marcel offers.
Or two. Or
Marcel
two.
go, Marcel will get a game, right? Marcel will
Cool.
get a minutes. But but he can't be my number 1 anymore. I mean, Jody Singh had Danny Van der Beek is the answer to our midfield boy. He getting fit just in time to get sell.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, remember he was typing a message with tears. Yeah. No. It's acceptance. I accept it, boy. When you watch how other teams playing and how other teams
There's
singing, nah,
absolutely
boy.
no sentiments.
Yeah. I'll go past that, boy. Go past that. So, I think Phil gave his closing thoughts already. What you saying there, chef?
Yeah, Jared, I just a few more games to go for the season. I just want us to just gather ourselves and play better football now. I mean to say, I know men born, I know we rule something, but let me just gather ourselves. Let me put out. Here's the thing: if we put away our chances early in game, it gets easier, you know.
Easier.
But
Yeah.
if you're not putting away your chances, then it becomes more of a toil. Put away your chances. You could make your subs. We could, close off games properly. But the lack of finishing killing us right now.
Yeah, yeah. Aaron says that he said that the only ready could I find for the show.
Don't worry, as I finish here, I'll change on to my yellow and watch my team. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. His son saying here being sentimental, you'll end up with your heart broken. Facts, facts.
Yep.
Cold hard facts. You know, yeah, all I really want is for us to finish strong, right?
Yeah.
For me it will defeat all the hard work that would have been
Gosh,
done,
to end up in
you
Europa.
know, to end up in Europa League, you know, and in a final hopeful and still come and lose that fight. So let me finish as strong as possible. Let them buy, I know them buying them might be tired, me you know. But let me get a last push now, fellas. Let me get a last push. Just 4 or 5 more games to go again. Get a last push. Let me finish strong, and all you get to go Dubai and go Greece and go all about the place and relax all your body after. Just give you a last push.
Bora.
Yeah, all about the place. All about the place. Them fellas gonna be jumping in multiple planes, going all about the place and taking pictures and all kind of thing. Just get one last push now, fellas. Let me do embarrass the fan. Don't put the fan base through that now, boy. We real banter Arsenal, we banter Chelsea. Don't get them nothing now. Right?
To end up, I can't take that kind of talk,
Nobody. So all I saying is let me get we last push. Let me do play with we food. Let West Ham feel the brunt. I mean, the good thing on that Ten Hag so far is that we have not lost 2 games on the bounce since the games in the start of the season. So that's a positive. So at least that could, there's a good omen for us against West Ham Sunday, even though we play now away. So there's 2 kind of omens clashing right there, boy. We never lost a game on the bounce, 2 games on the bounce, but then again we are away from 100.
We never lost a game with Casemiro, Ericsson, and Bruno in midfield.
Yeah. So let me see.
We can. I was going back to that midfielder.
Yeah, I mean,
I started Ericsson.
West Ham football, all that, but again, we playing away from home, so.
I started Ericsson.
Ethan saying here with that push, we're pushing Harry out the door too. Of course, he
gone already.
He out already.
The man is done. I don't even think that he done.
But the last game he started with Sevilla, big man. He ain't started no more games for the rest of the
season. Yeah.
Imagine. Nobody can't tell me a clear indication that we have 2 injuries and a man still not starting the club captain. Boy, he days done.
Yeah.
But Chef Golden State is 67 and Lakers is 54, but that's another conversation for another time.
It's all right. We do what we had to do, though. We already steal a game from them.
Yeah, imagine Shaw and Victor look so much better. Right? Victor was guilty by association.
Yeah, maybe so.
We go bounce back, man. I feel a little more positive after the therapy session. So, fellas, it was nice. Thanks.
Definitely.
Chef and Phil for joining. You all in the comments, we do appreciate, you all coming in and joining with us for this therapy session, man. It's always good. Look forward to it, man. So don't forget to like and share. Also, on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe if you're new. And guys, we will be here again on Sunday. Alright, so see you all again on the next one. Have a good night.
Yes.